Landman continues to haunt me since its season 1 finale. At this point, it's clear to me that this is more than just a show about a man in a morally complex world. In reality, it's a portrait of the American underbelly, and I don't think we have anything similar to it on TV right now. So, it's a good thing that the second season is on its way. Let's dive deeper into what's coming in season 2 and why we should all be so excited. This is the story of Tommy, a man who defies every expectation of a traditional hero. If you're familiar with Taylor Sheridan's storytelling, then you already know the type. A rugged, deeply flawed figure who exists in the gray area between right and wrong. Tommy isn't some clean-cut, all-American good guy. No, he's something far more intriguing, cynical, unpredictable, and constantly teetering on the edge of chaos. Even Billy Bob Thornton himself described Tommy as a guy who's always sort of on the edge of things. And honestly, I couldn't agree more. He's never fully settled, never entirely comfortable in his own skin, and that raw vulnerability is what makes him so compelling. He's the kind of character who makes choices that leave you shaking your head, yet somehow, you can't help but root for him. There's an undeniable authenticity to Tommy. He feels real, like someone you could actually meet in the world. And maybe that's what makes his story so gripping. He's messy, complicated, and unpredictable. And that's exactly why we can't look away. That's why I can't wait for season 2 of Landman. I don't know about you guys, but to me, season 1 made it very apparent that Tommy's story is just getting started, and there's so much more to explore. We left off with so many unresolved conflicts, and if there's one thing Sheridan is known for, it's delivering character arcs that keep me on the edge of my seat. I mean, it's questionable if he gives these characters what they deserve in the end. But the journey toward the end is always very much fun, with everything that went down in the season. One finale, Finn Monty collapsing from that aneurysm, Cammy stepping up in the business, and the cartel tightening its grip. It feels like season 2 will be the one where the story truly takes shape. The good news is that season 2 will be the season of Demi Moore. I know we are all obsessed with her since her epic performance in The Substance. But let's admit it, she was simply incredible as Cammy. Billy Bob even said, Cammy is the kind of woman who's always thinking 10 steps ahead. You don't want to underestimate her. Honestly, I couldn't agree more. She's fierce, strategic, and completely in control. If I wasn't already a Beth Dutton fan, Cammy would have been my Beth Dutton. And there's no guarantee that she won't replace Beth from her throne as the best female character of all time very soon, especially since we know that season 2 will be the season where she replaces her husband and becomes the leading character in the show alongside Tommy. Do you prefer Demi Moore in The Substance or Landman? Let me know in the comments. Now, let's talk about Tommy's biggest battle yet, the cartel. If you thought corporate greed and backdoor business deals were intense, throwing organized crime into the mix just raised the stakes to a whole new level. This isn't just about money or power anymore. This is life and death. Tommy is walking a razor-thin line, and the deeper he gets, the fewer ways out I can see for him, at least. Not without devastating consequences. Billy Bob Thornton himself hinted at Tommy's inner turmoil, saying, Tommy's the kind of guy who's always trying to survive, but he's not sure if he's doing it the right way. That one line says it all. He's trapped between doing what's necessary and holding on to whatever remains of his conscience. But let's be real, when you're up against an unstoppable force like the cartel, morality quickly becomes a luxury you can't afford. The real question is, how far will Tommy go to survive? Will he compromise everything he stands for, or will he find a way to fight back without losing himself completely? Because if things continue to escalate and all signs point to chaos, Tommy may soon have to make choices that not only seal his fate, but also send shockwaves through the lives of everyone around him. One wrong move, and everything he's built could come crashing down. Buckle up, because this is the kind of storm that changes a man forever. What do you expect to see from Tommy in Season 2? Let me know in the comments. And if that wasn't enough trauma, let's talk about Angela and Tommy, because, in my opinion, their story is far from over. If you ask me, there's still plenty of unfinished business between them, and Season 2 is set to bring that tension front and center. Their relationship? Complicated. Messy. Rooted in a past that refuses to stay buried. It's the kind of dynamic that keeps people guessing, and while some might find it fascinating, I have to be honest when it comes to Landman. I'm here for the high-stakes business battles, the power struggles, and the cutthroat deals. Romantic entanglements? Not really my thing, at least. Not in this show. Don't get me wrong, I get why some fans are drawn to the emotional weight of Tommy and Angela's history. Their push and pull dynamic, the unresolved feelings, the inevitable clash of personal and professional interests. It's got all the ingredients of a compelling side plot. But for me, I'll take a ruthless corporate showdown over a complicated love story any day. That being said, I know plenty of Landman fans who love the drama between these two, so I want to hear your thoughts. Are you invested in Tommy and Angela's story? Or are you here for the high-stakes world of oil and power plays? Drop your take in the comments. I'm curious to see where you stand. As far as casting goes, it looks like Demi Moore is locked in for Season 2, which is great news because Cammy is one of the most compelling characters in the show. I can't imagine the series without her strategic brilliance and emotional weight. Jon Hamm's fate is a little less certain, though. His character was left in a precarious position, and while I'd love to see more of him, it's possible he could be written out. But as with any Sheridan show, no character is ever truly gone. There's always a chance for someone to come back when the story calls for it. Now, let's talk about the new faces that could shake things up in Landman Season 2. Rumors are swirling that a major Hollywood heavyweight might be joining the cast, possibly stepping into the role of a ruthless cartel leader or a powerful rival oil tycoon. And let's be real, either of those additions would crank up the intensity to a whole new level. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, Demi Moore's character is set to take over Joan's place in the story. But she's not the only big name making waves. Another exciting addition? None other than Andy Garcia, whose name has been floating around as a dominant force in Season 2. And let me tell you, if that turns out to be true, we're in for something special. In my eyes, Andy Garcia can do no wrong. His presence alone commands attention, and if he's playing a character with power and influence, you can bet he'll bring an undeniable gravitas to the show. His addition could completely shift the balance of power, creating fresh conflicts, unexpected alliances, and a whole new dynamic in Landman. The stakes are already high, but with Garcia in the mix, they might just go through the roof. I, for one, am absolutely here for it. But what do you think? Does Garcia's potential role excite you? Or is there another actor you'd love to see enter the world of Landman? Let me know your thoughts. I'm curious to hear your take. Behind the scenes, Landman is already proving to be one of the biggest shows to come out of the Sheridan universe. The series pulled in 14.9 million households in its first few weeks on Paramount+, which is absolutely insane for a brand new show. Even Yellowstone didn't have that kind of instant success. This speaks volumes about how much the audience is connecting with the show's characters and storylines. Billy Bob has also hinted that production for Season 2 could start as early as fall 2025, meaning we might not have to wait too long for the next chapter. One thing's for sure, Landman isn't going anywhere anytime soon, and I'm ready for whatever comes next. For more weekly updates on Landman, make sure to like and follow. Meanwhile, the video on the screen might also interest you.